People don't know you have to pay for every belt that you win, there's a sanctioning fee. So now if a fighter wins an interim belt, he has to pay a sanctioning fee. If a fighter has just the regular belt, he has to pay a sanctioning fee. Then if a fighter is a super champion, then he has to pay a sanctioning fee. This is not good for the sport of boxing.
Then he gonna tell me I ain't even apologize? Like, who the fuck you think I am? Boy, you better slap your fucking self. Ain't paying your ass shit. Fuck you talking about pay you $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any of the other sanctioned bodies? Huh? Answer that question. What makes you better than the WBO, the IBF, or the WBA? Everybody accepted what I was giving them. But you, the WBC, think that
this could go down as one of the biggest controversies boxing has seen in a long time. Terence "Bud" Crawford, a fighter many consider the best on the planet, has suddenly been stripped of his championship belts. And what's wild is that no one can agree on whether this was just business as usual or something much deeper and more troubling. Because let's be real, the moment the announcement came out, the entire boxing community erupted. You don't just take titles away from someone like Crawford. This is the same man who stepped up and dominated Canelo Alvarez when people said he didn't have the size for it. He's become undisputed in multiple weight classes, sits at the top of the pound-for-pound rankings, and is widely seen as the sport's biggest star, yet somehow he's the guy who gets stripped. Yeah, something definitely doesn't make sense here.
Mauricio, I appreciate you. Because everybody in the world know you was going for Canelo. You was mad that I beat Canelo. It's okay. It happens, you know? But if you a real fan of the sport, you would have, said congratulations instead of having that little smirk on your face, all mad and pouting. But listen though, you should have took the money. And you should have been thankful and grateful that I was rocking your belt around as your champion. They got they ranking systems when people be mandatories for years, like Benavidez. They don't strip these fighters, but I give credit to the IBF. They stripped me. They ain't even give me time. They stripped me, popped me, even though I wasn't coming back down the way, but they handled their business. They did what they were supposed to do. The WBC, you ain't never see them strip no Canelo for the Benavidez. He was what, mandatory for like 2 years?
So let's break down what really went on here. Was this simply a matter of following sanctioning rules, or was Terence Crawford set up from the beginning? The moment the news dropped, fans and fighters were confused. How does the sport's most talked about star, a guy whose popularity is skyrocketing, suddenly lose a title like this? Crawford is everywhere right now, major interviews, high-profile appearances, headlines across every platform. He's become one of boxing's most valuable names. So when a sanctioning body decides to strip him of a belt at a time like this, a lot of people in the industry felt something wasn't right.
He did not comply with the rules. Then he moves up to super middle and makes the fight of the century, beats Canelo, makes $50 million or around that. The WBC absolutely is not going to charge 3% of such an amount. We made a very clear 0.6%, which is $300,000, with $225,000 going to the Jose Sulaiman Boxers Fund, which is to help former fighters in need. And it is just regrettable. Not even a thank you or I'm sorry, taking a different route. No response. I wish him the best. But this is not. The WBC is huge, it's great, it's about greatness, and I'm relieved, to tell you the truth.
3. Some people saw it as a form of punishment, others chalked it up to business, and a few even called it outright greed. But no matter how you look at it, The response was the same: confusion and disbelief. For years, fans and fighters have been criticizing the politics and the hidden agendas in boxing, but Crawford's case brought it all into sharp focus. It revealed just how chaotic and broken the system can really be.
How's it going, guys? I'm Travis with Weighing In with Travis Hartman. Today, I'm going to weigh in on the recent WBC stripping Terence Crawford of his title because he refused to pay a sanctioning fee. Crawford has now made a video that said he didn't refuse it. He negotiated to pay a sanctioning fee, the same thing he paid to the other world title belts. He didn't want to pay the 3%, which is typical by the WBC. The WBC is now claiming they offered 0.6% of his reported purse of $50 million, said that they would take $300,000. That's a lot of money.
This is when the boxing community really started weighing in, especially the legends, insiders, and those who know the sport's inner workings better than anyone. First up was Floyd Mayweather. As usual, he didn't hold anything back. Floyd basically voiced what countless fighters have been thinking but too afraid to say: there are just too many belts in boxing.
I want to say this right now about the sport of boxing. I don't want everybody at home to hear me when I say this. A belt, I'm tired and I'm at home, and this goes for any company. I don't care if it's Top Rank, if it's Golden Boy, if it's Mayweather Promotions, if it's PBC. There's too many champions in the sport of boxing right now. Too many champions. It's not a such thing as a super champion. Not at all. And I'm not taking nothing away from no fighter. It's too many belts.
Floyd also pointed out that most casual fans don't really understand how deep this issue runs. They don't see that each title a fighter holds comes with a sanctioning fee, and these fees aren't trivial. Fighters end up paying every time they defend a belt, win a match, or even just maintain their championship status. According to Floyd, the whole system seems built to constantly extract money from the athletes.
Turkey out of sheep. I have an idea on how you can fix boxing almost forever. Turkey, it is understood and no mystery that you have a ton of them. You already have it to the point where everybody is just fighting each other and people are getting exposed. And we're finding out who the best is. Now all we need is one title. If you can buy out all the sanctioning bodies and replace it with that one undisputed belt. One belt, one champion, like back in the day. And now everybody got to fight the champ. And hell, you shouldn't even have to pay a sanctioning fee.
Floyd's point became even clearer. Too many belts, endless fees, complicated rules, and constant politics. This is exactly the kind of chaos it creates. Floyd's message was simple: boxing is shooting itself in the foot by letting things get this out of control.
It's just another chance to prove to the world that I'm one of the best in the world.
I was there last night.
So Canelo, Crawford's going off about the WBC and their sanctioning fees. Have you paid sanctioning fees, or what do you think about sanctioning fees?
Well, I fought for numerous amount of titles, world or smaller, so I paid sanctioning fees for sure.
On Prime Video, and 3 members of Pete Roach will be making that ring walk.
It's tough. He made an insane amount of money. So 3% of an insane amount of money is a lot of money.
0.6%.
I think they lowered it for him, maybe, but it's cool. It's not like everybody hasn't done it. Everybody's been doing it. So,
Then Lamont Roach weighed in, adding another angle to the situation. He explained that, at one point, Crawford's sanctioning fees were actually reduced, but emphasized that every fighter, including Crawford, is expected to pay these fees. Lamont's point was straightforward. This is just how the system operates.
Like, come on now.
Crazy.
It's like I'm paying you to make me a belt. You're not paying me. So
Right.
the only one that really matters is the ring belt, because it's free. It's free. Like, why do I gotta pay to be champion?
Yeah.
Once you start thinking about that, like, dang,
Yeah.
I'm paying all this money.
And the Ring magazine.
Next, Joe Rogan chimed in. He'd had Crawford on his podcast before, and their discussion has aged like fine wine. During that conversation, but openly admitted he often feels like he's paying sanctioning bodies just to keep his belts. He also pointed out that many of these
now I hear this narrative, this new narrative that you don't have to be a champion. You don't have to be a champion. That's a falsehood. somewhere, everyone started thinking that they have to pay for the sanctioning fees, right? That's what the public, right? If you take a look at the public and what everyone is saying, the fans are, you shouldn't have to pay for. Well, we don't pay the sanctioning fees.
Comes out of the check.
No. It's decided way before the fight even happens. Who's gonna pay the sanctioning fees? Well, if you deliver a world title fight to a network, the network is gonna pick up the sanctioning fees. Yeah, the network is gonna put enough in the budget. Listen, we need to knock it off and stop.
Not every time, because
listen.
I remember Wilder complaining he had to pay $40,000.
Next, Joe Rogan chimed in. He'd had Crawford on his podcast before, and their discussion has aged like fine wine. During that conversation, but openly admitted he often feels like he's paying sanctioning bodies just to keep his belts. He also pointed out that many of these titles have lost their meaning, and that the only belt that truly carries weight is the Ring Magazine belt because it's earned, not purchased. Rogan was quick to agree. Interview 9, then Bill Haney added his perspective, which was refreshingly straightforward. He argued that fighters should never be forced to pay sanctioning fees.
What's the deal with boxers paying fees for belts? Is that a real thing?
Yeah, that's normal. It's called sanctioning fee.
Is that fair?
Yeah. Fight for their belt, you better pay their damn money, because if you don't have a belt, you're not making as much money anyways. Let's say, for instance, right, you find me a deal for $1 million, but you want 300,000. Okay, that's a lot of money. But I wouldn't have had the fucking million to begin with if it wasn't for you.
If it wasn't for fun.
Pay the sanctioning fee. Stop being a cheap fuck.